So today we're going to be talking about getting over the fear. And the fear of what, you might ask, is the fear that we can have going into business. If we're setting up a small business on our own, if it's an online business or even an offline business, any type of business. So we're going to be talking about that today. So we're just going to go through some of the fears and think about how we can overcome them. And if you've got any comments, if you've got any questions, just ask away, and we'll kind of just do it as an interactive one. So today is going to be the last day that I'm going to be doing this. I might not do it tomorrow and Friday. I'm going away with Sharon, my wife. We're going away for a few days. Me, Sharon and the dog. We've just rented a wee cottage and we're going to go up and stay there for a few days. It's been hectic and we've not had a lot of time together. So we're going to spend some quality time together. Not a brilliant time to do it actually, because we've got Messenger Masterclass. We're promoting that just now, but we'll get it all automated, and that's what Messenger Masterclass is all about. Is about teaching you how to automate the bot on Facebook Messenger. And I know a lot of you have kind of bought the program already, which I'm really excited to be sharing with you. That'll be sometime next week. That's for definite. So those of you who have bought already, I know a few people in here have bought. Just hang fire and we'll get an email sent out as soon as it's ready for you. And anybody else, if you're interested, just type in the word BOT in the comments and you can find out more about the Messenger as well, Messenger Masterclass, and that'll give you more information. We've got a few more people coming in. Lysla Bonita, Kathy Bowding, Yvonne Donhay, Angela Valeri is in the house as well. Okay, so we're going to get into the fears. One of the biggest ones I've found when kind of coaching and talking to people about starting their online business and kind of running it as well is that, we spoke about this before, is the imposter syndrome, whereby you don't feel you are good enough to kind of teach online, whatever it is you're teaching. It could be yoga, it could be doing what I'm doing about kind of business as well, Facebook, knitting, coaching, anything at all. You just don't feel that you're kind of good enough, and you've got this kind of imposter syndrome, like who the hell am I to be teaching other people what to do? And I'm reminded of, did you ever see the film Catch Me If You Can, where is Frank Abagnale, and he's in the kind of film. Now I don't know if this is a true story, but I don't know if this particular story is true. He taught at sociology at BYU University, and he taught there for a year. The BYU students, he taught them sociology, and apparently the students had kind of gone up to him and said it was one of the best classes they'd ever done. And when asked or when interviewed at the end of it, Frank was asked, how did you manage to teach a sociology class when you've never studied it, or you've never kind of went to kind of college or university for it? How did you manage to teach it? And he said all I had to do was stay one chapter ahead of the students. And that is in effect what you're doing as well. As long as you know slightly more than what your students know, then you can teach whatever it is you want to teach. Whether it be yoga, whether it be knitting, whether it be car mechanics, whether it be kind of computer software, whether it be how to teach somebody how to build a WordPress blog. As long as you stay one step ahead of the person, you can teach. And if you're 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, 4 steps ahead, all well and good. And if you're really passionate about your topic as well, more than likely you're going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead of everybody else. And you've got to remember, not everybody knows what you know, but we get into that mentality whereby we think everybody knows what we know, or everybody should know what we know because it's easy to find out. It's easy to Google it, it's easy to kind of watch videos on it and really teach yourself about it. But people want a shortcut, and that's why they come to you, whatever it is you're kind of coaching online for. So we've got to remember that. I think that's a big fear that a lot of people need to get over. And it's a common one as well. I find that is one of the most common ones. I'm just wondering about your comments on that. Have you ever had that today? Not today, I just read a comment there that said today. So have you ever had that whereby you just don't feel that you're good enough somehow to coach online or to do a program online, or to do anything kind of online. You just have that imposter syndrome. Margie Tucker is saying, I'm overwhelmed with getting it all going. Margie, is one thing at a time. So if you're looking to set up a Facebook page, a blog, set up your business, set up products, set up loads of things, you've got everything going on in your mind, break it down one step at a time. Set up your Facebook page first of all and do all the little things that you have to do for your Facebook page. Images, videos, live shows if you're going to do a live show. And focus on that one thing until you get it all up and running and it's as near to automated as possible. And you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly when you're doing it. Focus on that, then go on to your blog, then go on to building up your email list, then focus on your products. And that's really the main things that you need. A platform like Facebook, it's what we teach in the YDF program, a blog, so you can make money from your blog as well and get email subscribers there. And it's cheap Facebook traffic as well if you want to advertise, plus there's free traffic if you don't want to advertise. Building up your email list you can do with your blog as well, setting up the autoresponder and everything as well, and then creating products. But you don't need to start making products straight away. You can sell affiliate products to earn extra passive income as well. That's what you need if you focus on those 4 areas. That's really what you need online to teach. But just do one block at a time. Take one thing, look at all the steps you need to do for that one thing, and then focus on that solely till it's near as damn automated. Then move on to the next thing. You don't have to do everything all at once, Margie, and I think a lot of people fall down that way as well. Because it does get overwhelming, and I know that overwhelming feeling is a horrible, horrible feeling where you just go, oh God, I've so much to do, I just don't know, and you can't get going because you've just so much to do, and it's like a blockage there. Focus on one thing at a time, do that one thing, and then move on to the next. Steve Wentworth is saying, I had my doubts before, but I had to get over it for financial reasons. I've launched my first course on Udemy. Excellent, Steve. That is brilliant. That is really good. I'm really pleased to hear that. I knew you'd kind of started that as well, and I know you're doing well online with your lives and everything that you're doing, which is fantastic to see as well. And I hope the Udemy course is going well for you as well. And that's another platform. We obviously use Kajabi and kind of show people how to use that, but Udemy is another platform you can use as well, like Steve's doing. Maria Flynn saying, yes, definitely had imposter syndrome, and I'm grateful to get past that barrier. It is a barrier, but you can get through it. Just like Maria says there, you can get through it. It's a matter of taking action, getting through it and doing it, and then you find out your natural rhythm, your natural flow to teach as well, and you'll find hopefully that you really, really enjoy it and you just want to do more of it. Feli Bruno is saying, hello Stephen, watching you from Hong Kong. Excellent. Welcome to the show. I'm really pleased that you're here. Vanessa and I have imposter syndrome, have all that knowledge, but don't feel confident to run with it. It's taking action, Vanessa. You just need to take action one step at a time. If you're looking to do a live show and teach, just do a live show for 1 minute even. Just get on a live show for 1 minute, then step up to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and after you do a few of them, you'll realise how good it is and how people are responding to you as well, and it's not as bad as you first thought. It's a fear. Fear's in the mind. Fear's not an actual physical thing that's going to attack you. It's not nothing that's going to harm you in any way. It's all in the mind. So as long as you're ahead and you're passionate about your topic, or you know more about your topic than most people, then there's no reason not to be able to teach and have that imposter syndrome. Laurie Emmett, I often suffer from a variation on this theme, not so much who am I to teach, but how can I make my program different enough from what is already out there? I know it will always be different because we are individuals, but I always seem to want to hold out until I find a better USP. I always say, Laurie, and I know you've probably heard me saying this before, you are the USP. Your personality, the way you teach, the way you come across, your energy, your passion, your enthusiasm for whatever you're teaching is going to be your USP. Because loads of people are saying, okay, what's your USP? What makes you stand out from the market? If you're in a really, really crowded market, like diets, for example. So if that's your market, and I'm not saying it is, I'm just giving you an example. If that's your market, how do you stand out from the crowd? And you can't just rely on you being the unique selling point. So that's part of it, but what you can do is dig deeper. So if it's about diets, then just focus on one part of that. So for example, it could be the ketogenic diet. So your kind of competition is kind of narrowed, and it's not about competition because competition is good. So your market is narrowed. So there's not going to be as many people talking about the ketogenic diet. And you can even niche it down further and just saying how to lose belly fat with the ketogenic diet. So you've niched it down right even further as well. But if you're not in a crowded market like the diet space, diet is really, really crowded. And you're right, you do have to find a unique selling point for that. If you're not in a crowded space, you are the unique selling point. You're part of that USP that you've got as well. Okay, I'll just see Lex Hampton, that's true. Fear is in the mind. We let it control us. That's exactly what we do, because we're building up something in our mind. And because we're building it up in our mind, it almost becomes a physical reality because we're building it up in our mind. And that kind of block that we have in our mind kind of blocks us from kind of moving on and taking action. But once you get over that, once you get outside that comfort zone, even just a small step, you can make so much progress once you get outside your comfort zone. Okay, so that's the first fear that we have to overcome, that kind of imposter syndrome. The instability of working for yourself is another one. So a lot of people say, well, I don't know if I'm going to get the business in, I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of business to keep my business going and to sustain the kind of finances side as well. Nobody says you have to give up. If you've got a full-time job and you're doing this part-time, nobody says you have to give up your full-time job straight away. And I would advocate that you don't do that until you've got some income coming in. So what I kind of looked at when I first started, I said, okay, if I can match my income what I'm getting at work, then I can give up my full-time job and work purely online. But then I thought about it and I thought, if I could get even, say, 2/3 of the income I'm getting part-time from a full-time job, then if I gave up my full-time job and I focused on purely the online stuff, then I could probably double that and I'd be getting 1.5 times what I'm getting from a full-time job. So if you can get maybe 2/3, so if you're earning $2,000 or $1,000 per month in your full-time job, obviously it's going to be more than that, I'm just giving you an example, and you can get 2/3 of that, which is $660 part-time online. If you give up your full-time job and focus solely on that, you could probably double that to $600 or $1,300 per month, which is more than what you were getting full-time. And then if you focus more and more and you get all these creative ideas and you're in the flow, obviously you could double it up to $2,000 a month. So think about it that way, about when you're thinking about the instability for working for yourself. And it's a matter of kind of creating connections, so you're getting that steady flow of work, so you're getting that steady flow of sales, and thinking about outside the box as well. How could you bring in extra income in different ways? So for example, if you set up the blog and you have advertising on it, that's a passive income. Have lots of different income streams so you're not relying on one income stream. So I don't rely solely on the YDF program. I don't rely solely on that. I've got positive life affirmations, I've got the blog as well, I've got email marketing that I can do affiliate marketing with as well. There's so many different areas I've got as well. I've got coaching there as a big thing as well. For not so much now, because I've cut right back on that to focus on YDF, but it's another income stream as well. So have multiple streams of income, and if one falls down or if one goes right downhill, you then shift your focus. So for YDF, the YDF program's more or less finished. We just need to kind of make webinars and do the advertising and everything for it and really put it out there. But because there's no money coming in, I have to focus on the blog. So I'm focusing on the blog and what I can do with that just now, and there's more money. The money has doubled already on the blog this month because I focused on it. And what you focus on grows. So money flows where attention goes as well in business. So if you're trying to focus on 10 different things, you might get a bit of money here and there, and there's different income streams, but if you focus on one thing, you'll start to make more money in that one thing because you're focused on it, and you're starting to get the ideas, you're making the connections as well. So if you can focus on one thing and make it as automated as possible, move on to the next income stream and the next one and the next one. I hope that makes sense. I'll just go to any comments just now. Lisla Bonita, thank you, Stephen. Learning so much. My page is growing, getting close to 5k. Brilliant, Lisla. That's excellent to hear. Really, really good. Shamima is saying, I want some advice on losing confidence. Can you be a wee bit more specific, Shamima? Losing confidence in business, your business ability, or losing confidence within yourself in business? So obviously this is a business kind of program. It's all about online business, how you can start and grow your online business. Okay, so we'll go on to the next thing, if you can clarify that for me, Shamima. And the next thing is, can you actually make your passion earn money for you? Not necessarily. Depends on what your passion is. If there's not a market for it, it's not going to make you money. But there's not that many things that you couldn't make money at, to be honest, if you're passionate about something. So I think it just depends on what your passion is. It doesn't have to be something you're truly, truly passionate about. It could be something you're interested in and you know more than most. If you want to teach it online, for example, if you want to blog about it, if you want to write about it, if you want to do videos on it. So it just depends what kind of modality you want to do it in, or modal you want to use. So your passion can earn you an income, but obviously you have to kind of do it the right way as well. So don't expect just to go onto YouTube, start teaching people, and you're going to make money from advertising on YouTube. For example, it takes some time to build up a YouTube channel, for example. Same with Facebook. It takes some time to build up a Facebook page, a Facebook following on a live show, for example, as well. That takes time. So you need to learn how to do that and learn from the top people that are doing that just now. So look at somebody that's doing what you want to be doing, or is at where you want to be in maybe a year's time, and then learn from them. Learn for free everything they're kind of teaching you for free, and buy the program if necessary as well. That's probably the quickest way as well, to buy the program. You could do that in the Facebook space, you can do it in YouTube, you could do it on Instagram, whatever social media platform you want to use, or other ways of making a passive income as well, or making money online. Learn from the people that are doing it best at the moment. The other fear that a lot of people have is just cold, hard failure. People are just afraid of failing. Totally afraid of failing. Listen, I've, in my own kind of business life, in the kind of 10, 12 years I've been on it, I can't even remember how long I've been, 2004. So that's 13 years. That's when I started my first online business, and that was selling books, signed first edition books, which is a kind of niche market. But I found a great way, I niched it even down further. It was brand new authors and they were signing their first edition books. And some of them kind of even 14-year-old, because there was a big craze on signing first edition books back in 2003, 2004. Huge craze. And I kind of seen this online, spotted it. I was really interested in books, collecting as well. So I set up a kind of business called Bradley Books after my sons. And I started that on eBay to start with, then I started a store. And it lasted for about 14 months because Amazon started selling signed first edition books for cost price. I was selling them for 5 times the price because they were so rare and they're hard to come by. So I would contact the authors, ask them to sign 20 copies, and I would buy those 20 copies at cost and sell those 20 copies on eBay for 5 times the price. And then I would try and collect Harry Potter books, first edition books as well, and sell them obviously for $1,000, $1,500 or $2,000. So I'll buy them for $1,200, sell them for $1,500, and that's how that was my very first kind of business online, my very first venture online. And that failed. Well, it didn't fail, it worked at the beginning. But if somebody kind of looked at that on paper, you just say, oh, you failed in business, your very first business. I don't see it as a failure. I thought it was a bloody good thing. I learned tons of things about kind of online marketing, about how to kind of do a headline, how to do images, how to use and manipulate kind of the program software that I was using to put on eBay, make it quicker, make it faster, customer service. I learned a shitload about my first failure in business. And so I honestly don't see it as a failure. I had to go back to my full-time job after that. So I did not see it as a failure. at all, because I learned so much from doing that first online venture, and I carried that over with me as well to the next kind of stage of the business, and that was kind of selling things online, MP3 downloads, binaural beats, setting up the blog, for example, as well. And one of the biggest things I learned is keeping in touch with your readers, keeping that engagement going, keeping that dialogue open. That's why we're doing the live show just now, because it keeps that dialogue open. People get to know, like, and trust you, and that's the big, huge thing underlying everything. If they know, like, and trust you, they're going to follow you, they're going to buy from you, and they're just going to hopefully kind of follow you to everywhere, anything that you're doing. So I'm just going to take some comments just now, see if we've got any questions or comments just now. Pam Rich is saying, sorry Steve, your videos stop every few seconds, not very techy, can't fix it. Pam, if you can still hear me, if you can still see me, just refresh the page. Go out and come back in, or just refresh it. Control and R or Command and R if you're on a PC. Rosalind Sadie, me so many fear in life, I'm single mum, but all my fear is surrender to God, and that's obviously something I can't help with, unfortunately. If you're kind of handing everything over your power to God and stuff like that. Wendy Merrin, Stephen's program is awesome, he's the real deal. Thank you very much, Wendy. Long time no see as well. It's good to have you here. Howard Mann, everyone who has ever done anything of value has had some failures. In fact, some of the most successful people have had the biggest failures. It's how we learn. It is, Howard. There's no getting over that. It is how we learn, and we've just got to take the first step and be prepared for what others might call failure, but be prepared to learn. That's what it's all about, be prepared to learn. So honestly, I know that's a kind of cliche to say I don't see it as a failure. I really don't. It's just a learning curve and a learning process. That's all it is. Margie Tucker, every mistake is an opportunity to learn, definitely. Amanda Foy's just joined us. Welcome to you, Amanda. I'll just see if there's any more questions or any more comments. Lorna's saying, yes, we learn a lot from our mistakes. That's Lorna Gabutin Torio. And Maria Flynn, you either win or learn. Yes. So it's a win-win every way. So how can it be a failure if it's a win-win every way? Definitely. Amanda Foy, I made an epic failure in 2012 and it forced me to take stock of life, and now I'm in the most successful part of my life. You're really kicking arse, Amanda, and it's brilliant to see. I know you won't mind me sharing this, saying that this is going to be your best year yet. Obviously I'm not giving any details or anything, but this is your best year yet. And you're saying you've had an epic failure in 2012. But how much did you learn in 2012 from that epic failure? I bet a huge ton that you learned from that as well, and you carried that forward into your next venture, whatever it is you did as well. And that's what everybody does. Every single person does that. And the reason I kind of teach in the YDF program is to cut down those seeming failures, is to cut down on the learning curve that you have, because the failures are just learning curves, that's all it is. And that's why the YDF program came about. So you don't have to spend the 3 or 4 years that I did trying to learn all this stuff on Facebook, online, on business. Is to cut down the learning curve into a few short months instead of 3 or 4 years. And so it depends on how much action you take as well, obviously. Okay, I think that's it for just now, unless you've got any more questions. Remember, if you want to find out about the Messenger Masterclass, that is going to be up, the pre-sale special offer. This is for everybody, including the YDF tribe members. It's going to be $97. It's not going to be part of the YDF program. Unfortunately, this is a separate program altogether, but you'll always get a discount on that as well. But next week, in 5 days' time, it goes up to $197. So if you want to find out more information, type in the word BOT, bot, in the comments field just now, and I'll send you an automated message. And it's kind of doubles up. It shows you the power of the bot as well when you type in the word bot in the comments field. Just type in just now and just test it out just to see how it works. And you'll go, holy shit, this is amazing. And it is. It really is amazing. Howard Mann's here. Thank you for all you do, Stephen. Thank you, Howard, and for getting the programme as well. That's going to be with you next week. Cannot wait till you see it and get your feedback. Yeah, so just type in the word bot and you'll see how powerful that is. I honestly believe, and I'm not saying this just to kind of make sales of my kind of Messenger Masterclass, because you don't need to buy it. You don't need it, but I'm just teaching you a quick way. I'm cutting down on that learning curve in Messenger Masterclass on how to use the bot using a program called ManyChat.com. So you don't need to buy my program, but I'm urging you to get on the Messenger bot, get on the Messenger bot train, because there's so many people going to be finding out about this over the next 6 months to a year. And if you're one of the early adopters, you're going to be so ahead of the curve, it's unbelievable. And I honestly believe it's going to overtake email as the #1 communication tool online. And I don't say that lightly, because email's been one of the mainstays of my business, and it still is one of the mainstays of my business. That's what I use to communicate with people. But I honestly think, honestly think the Messenger bot is going to overtake email, and it's good to get ahead of the curve, definitely. So type in the word bot and you'll find out just how powerful it is. I've got a few more comments here. Amanda Foy, I learned everything about what mistakes I was making. No more people pleasing. Yes, can't imagine you being a people pleaser. I'm grateful for it today, even if it did take me to some really dark places. Yeah, I mean, the dark places that you go to when something kind of big happens in your business, or even in your life, obviously, as well. The dark places that you'd go to, obviously you never want to go there again. But the good thing about it is you've experienced it and you know how not to go back there again. In your head, and kind of physically and emotionally and mentally as well. Maria Flynn, funny, never saw my not earning dollars as a failure, just a process of learning for the day I would earn. Brilliant, I love that, Maria. And it is because you're not going to earn from day one. A lot of people come into the program and think that they're going to start earning dollars on day one, but business doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work. Most businesses within the first 2 years are going to be happy if they break even in the first 2 years. Obviously, there's no way I want that for you. I'd like you to break even in the first kind of three to 6 months. That would be ideal for me. But most businesses break even, or they're happy if they break even in the first 2 years. So you're going to cut down on that learning process. That's for the YDF program as well. Amanda Foy, I'm allowed to be cheeky to the bot when I reply. Will it give me shit? Laugh my ass off. Yes, you can be cheeky, but I can interject and go in there and be cheeky right back. But I should set it up for people being cheeky. I should set it up for Australians being cheeky, because I would imagine the Australians would be the most cheekiest. And we've got Thea here as well, I noticed, from Australia, from Forward Steps as well. So not all Australians, just Amanda type Australians. That was a wee joke there. Laurie Emmett, I had a quick bot question. If you add a trigger word to a video or post and that is shared, will the trigger word work on the share also? Does that make sense? Yeah, it does make sense. So, for example, if you shared this video and somebody played it on their own timeline, it wouldn't work. They could only do it if this video was opened up and they would see all the other comments as well from this particular video. So if it's shared on another one, it's not going to work on that, but they might be changing that so that it is going to work, and they might be changing it so it's going to work in groups as well. So that might work there as well. Hopefully that helps, Laurie. I hope that was the right kind of answered the right question there. Elena, thank you, Stephen. I really appreciate your genuine talks and gladly shared this live program. Thank you very much, Elena. I really appreciate you sharing. Thea, yes, and got to watch those Amanda type Aussies. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Mary Marion, Gary saying, love your accent. Thanks very much, Mary. I really appreciate you saying that. Rod Skews, ha ha ha. And Rod is in the program as well, the Messenger Masterclass. So if you want the Messenger Masterclass, type in the word bot and you'll find out just how powerful it is. And you'll see exactly how it works, and you'll go, holy shit, this is going to be brilliant for my live show, for my Facebook page, for anything at all that you use on Facebook. It's just going to be amazing. So I would type in the word bot just now. But bot until then, until tomorrow. Oh, I probably won't be here tomorrow and Friday, because I'm going away with Sharon, as I said at the beginning of the programme. We're going away for a few days with the dog, with Cara. Just going to rent a wee cottage and go to the countryside and just walk and read and just chill out totally and just spend some quality time together, because we need it. But yes, I'll still be online getting messages and stuff like that if you've got any messages about the bot or Messenger Masterclass. But until Monday, I might be on tomorrow, I might do kind of pop-up lives as well, but until Monday, if not, I will see you on Monday. Until then, have a brilliant day, have a brilliant weekend, whatever you're doing, and remember to type in the word bot if you want more information about Messenger Masterclass. Okay, have an amazing day. Namaste, take care, bye now.